and welcome to the Matt Weiner Show today. We finna kick this bitch off by doing some boys in blue talk. The Dodgers had an historic first half, and I'll be mentioning some of the names of the players that made that happen that might fall under the radar a little. Following that will be an interview with Milwaukee Brewers pitcher Kelvin Bender. And to end the show, I'll be adding two new segments. The first of the two is going to be called That's a Move. And to end the show will be the second of the new segments. I'm not high, just hear me out. So thank you for tuning in. Right now it's going to be time to do some boys in blue talk. And goddamn, slap my ass. We're having a 60 win. First half is only something that two other teams have done. And it just shows you, like, these boys are serious. They're serious. And sports fans love. I mean, I'm guilty of this 100%. Love to hate on whoever is the current best at the time. I mean, Brady gets so much flack and slander from society that you would think he kisses his kids on the lips and supports Trump. Oh, wait. But I mean, if you hate the 2019 Dodgers, then suck a dick and kiss your mother on the lips. I don't know what to tell you. Comparing them to the 2018 team that lost the World Series to the Red Sox, they really didn't add anybody, and it's more so they subtracted dead weight. Getting production from guys who aren't lazy and doing all those small, difficult things like backing up and hustling out plays, it produces championships, and you would never find a guy like Manny Machado doing any of these things. God, I fucking wish I could just pelt Manny Machado right in the cornea with a little penis loogie just right in there. Give him a little pink eye. I mean, for that playoff and World Series performance, I think pink eye is a very deserving punishment. At this point, every time I shit, I write his name down and Yu Darvish's on a piece of toilet paper and wipe till my sphincter is bleeding. Yeah, fuck them. Just strolled around I mean, thing is with Manny, Yu Darvish is one thing because he was just bad the whole season, and that game 7 just absolutely did nothing. So it wasn't really a surprise. It was one of those things where, like, he did horrible for my team, so I'm going to hate him. But Manny was different. Manny just had this arrogance about him, and he wouldn't hustle for balls in the hole, wouldn't try and beat out groundouts, and if he did, then he was going to step on the first baseman's foot. It was just bullshit. I hate that. So yeah, heading into this season, the Dodgers probably noticed the characteristics from guys like Manny, the lack of hustle, and probably a little bit of the drama and ego from somebody like Puig and maybe Matt Kemp. Two guys that, I mean, people liked, but sometimes did not show a lot of hustle. And it breaks me to say that about Matt Kemp, but it is what it is. So going into this year, the Dodgers got much younger, and in this well of rookies, it was just filled with, like, the piss of Jesus. I mean, these guys were gold. 3 walk-off home runs consecutive nights by 3 rookies. What? And then 5 walk-offs in a row in general. But the 3 walk-off home runs by Beatty, Verdugo, and Smith were insane. And then you add Bellinger's bomb to complete the 5th walk-off. It's as Hollywood as it gets. It really is. They are manifesting this beautifully written movie script of somehow always being in there in the games and just finding enough to come back, and it just makes these wins so beautiful. I mean, it's to the point where they're so good at coming back, anytime a lead is not 4 runs or more, I just expect them to win. That's why on my Instagram story on Friday, I posted the thing where in the bottom of the 9th when they were down, I believe 3-2, like, I mean, this might just happen again because that's just how it is. Going into the 9th, like I said, if it's 1 to 3 runs, I think they're going to do it. I mean, they've already proven that they could come back from leads like that. So it's just the little things like that that have made these 60 wins possible. Like 26 comeback wins this year. What? That's ludicrous. It's fucking harder to find an ounce of Quinn in them than Anne Frank. Just can't be spotted. And it's not like they didn't have to deal with any bullshit of the injury bug. Fuck. With guys like Corey Seager, AJ Pollock, Big Dick Hill, and David Freese, they got an eaten alive Jeffrey Dahmer style by the fucking injury bug. So now it's time to give a shout out to the guys that made this first half possible. We're not going to mention the Bellingers, the Turners, or the Kershaws that you all are very familiar with. Let's go for the guys that are a little bit under the radar. So starting with and the guy that is the peak of this excellent rookie class, Alex Verdugo. I mean, I don't give a single shit about Pete Alonso. Verdugo is my rookie of the year. He is my king. Look at it. On a 60-win team, he is fourth when it comes to WAR, coming in at 2.8. Starting outfielder on the all-overrated team, Bryce Harper, little pussy boy, has a whopping WAR of 0.8. Honestly, you can make an argument that Verdugo's WAR should be 4.5, considering everything he brings to the team, chemistry-wise. He's always excited and hyping players up. He's just always that best friend to hype you up and always keep you up and happy. And it's funny the way he interacts with like Ryu, where like they don't really have to speak to each other to just have a good bond. And then you'll see him with the veterans like Dick Hill and Ross Stripling. I love the Chingon cutoff he wore the night of his walk-off. And it's just like little things like that make him so funny, where he's just adding character. Like, he's this fucking 22, 23-year-old cat playing baseball with, I mean, might be $100,000 worth of jewelry on his neck. That boy's crazy. So I love the bling. I love all the things of his character that he brings to the game that just make it exciting. Bringing back up the guys that do the little things and hustle, Alex Verdugo had an excellent backup play in Coors Field that saved a couple runs and kept the inning almost scotch-free. So a situation is runner on first, less than 2 outs, and a ball was singled to left. Left fielder bobbles it, and the runner, who was originally planning from going from first to second, gets a little risky. He sees the bobble and is like, okay, I think I'm going to be able to make it. There's no way the guy's going to run backwards, set his feet, and throw me out. Psych, bitch, you thought. Verdugo hustles all the way from center to back up, and after the ball is bobbled, picks it up, it takes one step, and throws an absolute BB, just a fucking Cuban missile, to Turner at third to nail the guy. So now you're in a situation where instead of second and third and 1 out, now it's runner on second, 2 outs. It's just the little things like that keep you in games. And while I think they might have lost that game, it just shows you that guys doing the little things take away runs and keep you in ball games. It's just the little things about sports that I love. Maybe that's why I'm a big Nate Robinson guy. So shout out to Verdugo for also having a consistent batting average around 300-ish and connecting on some super clutch homers. I'd also like to shout out Chris Taylor for playing way over his head offensively past couple weeks and filling in perfectly for Corey Seager. While he has played tremendous defense all year, whether it's at shortstop or outfield, specifically left usually, his offense till recently, not so tremendous. Shit was sorry, dog. He was putting up some Delwyn Young type numbers. Throwback to that bum. I mean, he's hovering at the Mendoza line pretty much till June came, and after that, gone full dwarf brain. He's now up around the mid 260s, at one point he got all the way up to 269, which is actually the third best batting average to have, behind 369 and 469. Get it? But he has been the biggest contributor offensively since around June 15th-ish in just the past month. I mean, at one point in there was a span of 13 games where he was hitting close to 500 with 4 home runs. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that the guy to be the offensive leader on the team would be Chris Taylor to end the first half? That's just how you keep the ball rolling. You would think that the Dodgers would definitely lose a lot more without Seager being on the field. But nope, he filled in perfectly. And another guy to fill in perfectly for injured players, also coming from the rookie class, was Matt Beatty. I mean, Matt Beatty, I definitely did not know who he was before the season started. I thought it was just Johnny Sins and glasses. But in his first 33 games, he hit 289 and has just been that silly putty Billy May used to sell, where it was just like that shit you would put in gutters and pipes to make sure nothing was leaking. So he's just kind of that guy where whenever someone needs a night off, or the guy maybe is a little has a little tweaked hammy, he's been very reliable. And Dave Roberts has really used him more specifically to flip flop with Jock between left field and first base due to the David Freese injury. David Freese goes down, Jock starts playing first base. Oh well, we need a left fielder. Well, AJ Pollock still is hurt. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick Beatty out there for most of the games and have Garlic out there a little coming off the bench towards the end of the games because both of them play solid defense. But I mean, back to Beatty, I think if he keeps playing the way he's playing, and he'll find ways to get at bats, and a lot of Beatty's at bats have contributed to a lot of wins so far. So now switching from position players to pitchers, so the guy that has really been historical this season came in the form of a shy, chubby-cheeked Korean king known as Hyunjin Ryu. It's a shame the start at Coors Field happened where he gave up 7 runs, because if that start never happened, he would be heading into the All-Star break right now with a 1.2 ERA. That's fucking madness. That's insane. He's just in one of those grooves where he could put any pitch, no matter how fast or slow, on any part of the plate when he wants to, off a fastball that's usually around somewhere between 90 and 92. Watching that game against the Cubs, all those runs he gave up were little dinks. Chris Bryant had a dink, Anthony Rizzo had a dink. While the Cubs have been struggling lately, that's a premier offense that he's just mowing away at. And yeah, I think he gave up like 2-3 runs in 6 innings, but that's a looking at that matchup. I mean, because that could be an easy playoff matchup. I think he'll be ready for that, and he'll be able to get it done. Two guys that I am shocked beyond belief that are getting it done this year have been Pedro Baez and Julio Urias. I remember Julio when he first made his debut. I was hyped. I got him off the waiver wire in my fantasy league, and considering how horrible my team was, because like a dumbass, I traded Clayton Kershaw for Paul Goldschmidt. I know I'm very stupid. You don't have to tell me. I know I am, but those days have changed, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, I remember watching him against the Mets, and he got fucking rocked. The Mets were on everything, and throughout, like, even though that his rookie year he had a 3.5 ERA, he really just didn't look that sharp. So then he has a couple more. He has like 3 years of not doing so well, just okay, and then the shoulder surgery. And it's like, damn, is this guy going to be a bust? Is this one of those things where the Dodgers were too horny for a 19-year-old phenom and ruin his career? Shit, I was ready to jump ship faster than a 12-year-old working at Foxconn. But this year, he's fixed all that. He has an ERA below 2.5, and he's doing a great job of locating his fastball. And man, that off speed has been sick. It's been crazy. He and Ross Stripling have become this battery pack that are able to make starts out of the bullpen. But if you need them to eat up innings in the bullpen, they'll go right ahead. So the Dodgers I feel like the Dodgers bullpen is very underrated and doesn't get a lot of credit. It seems like now that they have a lot of guys who each have a specific role and know exactly what they're doing. Like Pedro Baez and Joe Kelly now look like the main guys that are going to eat up as soon as the starter gets out and then before Canley comes in. So the Dodgers bullpen is looking really well. And speaking of Pedro Baez, look at this fucking guy. Look at him just walking around with his balls 30 pounds and his cock the size of a bat. Just absolutely mowing guys down this year. It's insane. This is somebody that I for sure used to be like, oh, Baez is in the game. Looks like it's going to get blown harder than Lisa Ann. And nope. He just keeps on doing his thing. But it all comes down to throwing strikes and location. Look at his control. Much, much better than it was last year. And because Pedro Baez is able to throw innings of not allowing runs, or very few when he does, the Dodgers are in the game and they could and are in position to have these crazy walk-off wins. Going into the ninth inning, a 3-run lead versus a 1-run lead is very different. And that's what I love about baseball is that every single run makes a difference. And every single run has completely different scenarios. So shout out the bullpen. The Dodgers fans need to chill and realize they're actually not as bad as they once were and are definitely improving. So now, interview with Milwaukee Brewers pitcher Kelvin Bender. And joining me on the Matt Weiner show today is UCSB baseball commit Kelvin Bender. Recently this week, we're doing the interview right now on I think June 6th, Friday. Got drafted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a blessing, man. To the Milwaukee Brewers, y'all. So
already repping.
You're repping. You got to, man.
But yeah, so a little overview of Kelvin. So Kelvin played at J. Serra High School. Huge academy or big high school here in Southern California. Produced tons of athletes. And he played incredible this season, posting a 2.35 ERA. Played as well the past summer for, I believe, CBA.
Yes, sir. CBA Rucci.
Mm-hmm. And so not only was he a part of the CBA team, but he's also been a part of the Breakthrough Series, Perfect Game, and the MLB Urban Youth Academy. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so one thing I wanted to get into right away is what was it like being a part of the Breakthrough Series?
Being a part of the Breakthrough Series just like open your eyes. Like you start to see coaches, like they give you opportunities. Like they all play in the league, so they all are big time coaches. So honestly, it was just a blessing because like it was pretty much the MLB team, and like they just inspired me to just keep going. Like kids from all around the world just came and played on one team, and we all became family and all one big good team. So it was pretty fun.
Yeah,
it was pretty fun.
Yeah, one of my favorite new parts about baseball is kind of the international aspect. I had Blake Harris highlights on earlier on the show, or earlier on one of the episodes, and he was talking about he's a beat reporter for the Dodgers. Right. He was talking about how Hyun-Jin Ryu and Julio Urias talk to each other, and they don't even speak the same language.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean that just shows you like how baseball just connects people. Like it just one big sport that just turns everything to one big happy family. So it being like a different race group and different language, you don't need to speak the same thing to be a family. If you guys are winning as a family, yeah, there you go. That's one good team right there. So that's what basically kind of what the MLB team did with us. Like kids from Texas, Georgia, just everywhere you can think of, Florida, like anywhere, everywhere, like all those out here, it just all came together as one. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, we just became a team. That just showed. We had Japanese kids play as well too. So it's like you see it. You can all see how everything works. And it's just one big thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and as soon as you see those international guys, you start to realize how spoiled we are as Americans.
Oh, yeah. I played with a kid who was first year ever in America. Wow. Just on a JV team. Even though it's JV, it's the same kind of concept. Yeah. As playing with a guy from Japan. What was that like?
I mean, that's pretty crazy. It's crazy because you start to see that baseball is a spread sport. It's not just the one country-based sport. It's everywhere. Dominican Republic, Japan, anywhere you can think of. It's pretty cool. Like everyone can come together and just play as one. And it felt good to just see people and then even learn things from other people and learning like new cultures and how they operate and how they play baseball, where they came from, and you just start to realize, like, you see different things in baseball. Like, you start seeing baseball as a different sport. You start seeing it as a lifelong lesson. So that's how it felt for me. It was pretty fun.
Yeah. This journey started a long time ago. Yeah. And it was, I mean, when you were first coming up, were you good?
I mean, look, when I first coming up, I wasn't even, like, baseball wasn't even, like, serious. Like, it was just a fun sport I played. Yeah. It was just pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And then as time progressed, I'm like, starting getting hard. Like, starting competitive, and that's why I started taking it seriously. And I started telling myself, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to keep doing. This. Like, I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna just take breaks. I'm gonna keep going. And once I got into high school, that's when stuff started hitting the fan, and people started looking at me. I started knowing more about being recruited, and coaches started coming up to me, like, just communicating with me, and I'm like, hey, this is really fun. Like, it's fun. And I started as an outfielder. I'm not a pitcher. I wasn't a pitcher originally. I had pretty good arm in outfield. And they said, hey, you should pitch. And I'm like, nah, I'm not. That's not me. And then put me in the game one day. And I was like, I'm gonna try. It's not gonna be good, and it wasn't that good. But obviously, they saw a lot more than I saw as a kid. So it was like I took that as one thing, and I just built up and built up and built up. Now I'm in a position I'm in right now that I'm pretty happy with. Like the decision I made and the switch I made from outfield to pitcher, and it's just a pretty good, better feeling about the game. So I really love what I do right now, and I can't even say more about it.
Yeah. No, and that's the best part is that when you're really going back and kind of the fundamentals is that the more I go through all these interviews,
Right.
and so let me see, the second guy that's in the MLB, talk about that a little bit later.
Right,
You're
yeah.
still committed to
Oh,
CSB.
yeah.
But I mean, it's just guys that want to play football. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, pretty much. And wiffle ball was a big game. It was a big
Yeah.
game for a lot of people. So.
See, did you tape your wiffle balls?
Oh, I did.
See, there we go.
You throw it way harder. You throw it way harder.
The two scene?
Everything. I used to have all those little junk balls and those
Blitz balls?
Blitz, yeah, those things right there. Oh my
Real
God.
ones, no blitz balls.
Yes, it was a crazy thing to do. Like we used to play in our front yard. We built a little wiffle ball, little strike zone. We threw a little metal thing on it, a little square. It was a strike zone. And you hit it, it was strike. So that's how I really grew up. I grew up like in Westchester. We're close to it. I grew up over here, and that's what we did. Wiffle ball was the big thing at the time. So yeah.
No. Oh yeah. No, I mean, see, that's the thing is that throughout the podcast, I talk about I scorekeep at Lily Field. That's my main job. And the part that made me so depressed about this season is that there's no kids running around at the ball field and just playing. It doesn't have to be basketball, just play or baseball. Like there'd always be kids there getting basketball games going, getting butts up going.
Yeah, and as kids, like they really, you really learn games like that, and those games teach you a lot of the sport because you're not really thinking of the sport. You're just thinking of the game, and next thing you know, like you're really good at throwing, or like say pickle. You're really good at kids play pickle.
Oh my
man, kids play pickle.
People don't know.
They don't understand.
People don't know.
People, when you play pickle, you start learning different things like how to throw straight, how to throw. Different ways that how to stay focused in the game. Like that's what pickle is, a focused game. So that's how kids really learn. Like I think kids now in the back then did that a lot, but nowadays kids are learning kind of quicker than we used to learn because like, there's more opportunities out there and there's more resources and a lot of other stuff that we didn't usually have. Like when I was growing up in Little League, it was just like, hey, all these kids are throwing faster now.
Yeah.
Like, oh my Jesus! So it just shows you like these little games and like how development works, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Now, when you're growing up playing any of these pickup games, is this when you started playing against Sharif?
Hey, no. So me and Sharif, we met around freshman year, and it was just really not like a big. We weren't big friends. Like we weren't like always together, but we had mutual friends. And next thing you know, boom, we all became best of friends, and we all played baseball. Well, Sharif played basketball.
Yeah, he's alright. He's
yeah.
He's whatever.
He also played baseball too, believe it or not, in Ladera Heights, at Ladera Little League. He
Where
played
Tyler
there.
Creator grew up.
Yeah, Tyler Creator. Yep, there you go. He played in Ladera at Ladera Little League. So shout out to Ladera. They used to be some raw kids coming out of there. So, but knowing him just honestly kind of like inspired me to just try to be good. Like obviously he's good, and obviously his family and everyone's good in his family. Like and just being around him just always inspired me just to do good and try to make it.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Sharif O'Neal is the son of somebody you might have heard, Big Shaq Diesel.
Yeah.
So it's the son of Shaquille O'Neal. But I mean, when you're friends with him, it doesn't even seem like that.
Oh,
right?
it does. It just seems like he's like a brother to me, honestly. He helps me be just a normal person. Like, he just teaches me how to just, if you make it big, it's still you're gonna live a normal life. Like he's living a normal life. Like he's honestly just normal as us. So he has a name. He has a big name, obviously, around the world. And this guy, Big Dad, Big Mom too. The reality show community. And it's just like it just shows me like every day like you're a normal kid. Like he's just a normal kid like that. He has fun like this. And as much as he wants to go a lot, he really can't because like it's kind of hard for him a lot. A lot of people bum rush him, but at the same time, he's still a kid and he's a good person. So that's my guy. That's my brother right there.
Yeah. One thing that's crazy about the way kind of athletes, or especially now with social media, I feel like it's glorified everything.
Oh yeah.
Because there's guys who are just as good as Sharif who don't have the same amount of kind of clout on social media.
And stuff. Oh yeah, and that's one thing about all sports. Like a lot of kids have these abilities and talents, and they don't have enough exposure. But it's not even that. Like once a kid is good and raw, like he's always gonna have that talent. And if it doesn't get seen, it's gonna get seen somewhere. So it's like you gotta what you turn. Like me, it took me almost. I think it took me to like 9th grade summer to really get more exposure. In 8th grade year, I went to North Carolina for USA baseball, and that just got me more known in the baseball area and in the baseball community. And from that, it just went on and on and on. And you just gotta keep that reputation. You can't go down. You just can't fall off. Just keep doing what you do if you really want to do it. And if you really don't want to do it, hey, we're not forcing you to do it. No one's forcing you to do what you don't want to do. So it's like, just keep doing what you do, and if you never know what can happen. I prayed all my life to get drafted out of high school, and next thing you know, it happened, and I got drafted in the 17th round, and it's pretty cool. And I'm pretty blessed about that. So just keep working at it. For anybody out there, just work at what you do. Don't give up. Just work. That's all I can say. I mean, if you don't want to do it, there's always other plans out there. So
yeah, that's the biggest thing, is that nobody is forcing you to.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it the right way.
Right.
And I see, the best part about where I come from is that nobody's really going and getting drafted.
Right.
The big names aren't in the respective divisions, are maybe going D2, maybe D1 besides the Pasadena, San Gabriel Valley area. Only a couple guys committed.
Yeah.
D1, Dawson Nez, example, one of them. But I think a lot of people go at it in a bad way.
Yeah.
And, people love I'm sure you guys love talking crap about the guys who think that they're the next thing.
Yeah. Dude, it's pretty funny, but I'm not a big crap talker because, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I
hear it a lot. That's one thing I do. I do hear it a lot, and I just take it as motivation. So it's like, you want to talk crap, but I'm not doing anything wrong. All I'm doing is playing the sport I love. So it's like, hey, keep talking crap. Keep doing it. It just motivates me. So that's one thing about a lot of kids. Like they do have their own head and they do have their own state of mind. So I'm just gonna let some people do it. Let some people just do it for try to distract you. You just can't let that get to you though. Just keep doing you. Just keep always do you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's the biggest thing, is to always do you. And I feel like so many people are, instead of just kind of doing what their heart follows, is that they're just kind of doing this for a lot of fame and notoriety, and you get sniffed out quick.
Exactly. It's not. The thing about people nowadays, a lot of people want money. A lot of money is up there. It's up there right now, but it's just like, just don't think about money and stuff. Don't think about what you're gonna do in the future with the money. Just think about what you're gonna do with your career and with your sport or whatever you're doing. Like your money's gonna come. So it's like, just think about what you gotta do before the money, and you can get the money eventually. So that's one thing I think about. I don't care about the money. I play the sport I love.
No, and when I first came in here, so we're at the baseball connection right now.
Connection in Inglewood, California.
Yep.
I advise everyone to come here,
Come through.
train.
Nice couches.
Yeah, nice couches. Really good facility. It's pretty local for like a lot of people in the LA area. It's located near the Forum. If you guys don't know where the Forum is, it's
Saw Travis Scott.
there you go.
There.
That's right there. If you guys are big fans of the Forum, it's right next to the Forum. It's pretty local. It's pretty nice around here.
Yeah.
So
I like it.
Yeah, we have cages here, a lot of cages. We have dirt mounds. We have a weight room, and it's just you can come here and work and get better. And this is where I came when they first opened. I was one of the first people to come in and just to see the place. Like I saw it before all this was in, and now it's in, and everyone's coming in here doing events and having fun. Just having the baseball community doing well. Hey, best place to come though. Just come here.
For some free sponsorship right now. But no, the kind of community part that you just touched on was shown like perfectly when I was outside waiting, and one of the coaches, it was just another lesson, and he was kind of talking about asking one of the guys while giving the lesson I was walking through. He said, "What do you like? What's your approach? Has your approach ever been to hit a line drive?" And he said, "No, I mean I just kind of work." It's kind of just talking about how he just likes his legs and footwork, just all the little stuff. Do it, and then when that's right, something will happen. It's kind of the same thing where if you just love the game and keep on going after and playing hard, something's bound to happen.
Something's bound to happen. You never know what can happen. Things can blow at any time. Just keep going. That's all I'm saying. Just keep going.
Because your junior season did not go the way it wanted.
No.
You posted, I believe, around a 4.3 ERA. Had 40 walks and just numbers that did not. I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was. Everything flipped a lot. That was probably the season I struggled the most and realized that I needed to get better in order to get to where I want to be. I trained almost every day. I tried to not throw as much, and then next thing you know, this season comes. I did way better. I made bigger, much better improvements, and it shows in stats, and it just shows also in me, and it just made me feel way better about myself in my game. So I just took myself and just put myself in a new perspective and saw a lot of things differently. So that's what kind of helped me get better as a person in the picture. So yeah.
No, I mean, and your ERA almost went down 2 whole points, and it seemed like it was just because of location. So where can you explain that a little bit?
So I mean, I really struggled with my fastball like the beginning of the season. Like that's been my biggest struggle in the game is a fastball. But I really tried to tell myself I'm better than this. I'm better than this. And next thing you know, I trained with this fastball. Got it down better. Got it down the zone. And what I did was I basically just told myself like this curveball is gonna work. So they're not gonna swing. But some people swing. But it's just.
But they're usually missing.
Yeah. That's one thing about the curveball. Like it's my out pitch, and it's just like, I have to get better at commanding the fastball. And it's just one thing I need to do, and to be great. Like being great is obviously having everything down pat, and obviously as a person, I'm honest with myself that I'm not great. So I'm always here. I'm always willing to get better, and that just shows in stats. That's just a little progression in my career. And now my career is about to start, and I just have to really, really, really dial in on what I want to do and how I want to take my career and what I want to do in the future and how I want to get to my future. So yeah, that's what I do to really progress and just have a different mindset. Have a different mindset than the last time, so that's what you gotta do.
Yeah. So before we start talking about your future, how annoying is it when people use the bender reference for the curveball?
People use it a lot. People use it. It's
too easy. Like it's literally too easy. It's not original.
Yeah, it's not. And a lot of people tell me it's a great curveball, and I'm like, I've been doing the same thing ever since I was in Little League. So whatever I did the grip in Little League is the same thing right now. It's not gonna change. And when people say the bender, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I don't usually hear it that often, but I hear it though. And when I hear it, I'm like, it's pretty funny. And it's pretty cool though, honestly. It's not really annoying. I take it as like, oh, they know who I am. So, I mean, if you know what's coming, then you hit it. So it's like, it just shows like how like what the curveball can do to me, and like how it can, up me in a way. And yeah, so it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool to have.
Alright, so I lied. So second to last question before heading into the future, whether that's UCSB or the Brewers.
Right.
But you're sporting the Urban Youth Academy shirt right now.
Yeah.
And can you talk a little bit about that? You've been able to make some crazy connections.
So the Urban Youth Academy, I started when I was around 5 years old. I've been going there ever since I stopped. I went as 5 years old. I went in as 5 years old, and I stopped because I played football as well when I was a kid. And baseball wasn't that serious. Like I met people, a lot of people that I just said, oh, football's fun too. And the next thing I went to football. Baseball became more serious for me in the past, and I'm like, and you go back, and next thing you know, they've helped me with everything. I kid you not. It's a really good academy. Like they're located. They have I think multiple locations in like different states, and out here is like the main one. So, and what they do to you, they just train you. They have good coaching staffs. They have the best teams to come out of like even though like you don't see like a lot of like big time names like in there every day, just know that they were there at a time. So they all started there, and like a lot of kids just enjoy like the times they have there. They show like they make you feel like a big leaguer in a way. You know, like they give you the nice facility, nice gyms, nice training rooms. You got trainers, you got everybody there, and they just offer so much for kids like our age and even younger. And you can even go there, even if you're not playing baseball, you can go there and just enjoy a good time. Like everyone's there just to show you.
Yeah.
They even have tutors there, believe it or not. They have tutors there to keep kids in school, like just keep kids doing well in school. I got tutored there as well. They have SAT, they have all that. They have a lot of stuff to offer. So I honestly feel that Urban Youth Academy is one of the best academies in the world for baseball, for youth baseball. And hey, I advise everyone to just peep it out on Instagram if you want, and you can see like, the fun stuff they do. And even if you're in the LA area, it's in Compton, California. It's right here, and it's a pretty nice facility. You'll see a lot of stuff there. You'll see a lot of new things. You'll see fun things to do. So I recommend Urban Youth Academy. It's the best place in the world. I would never regret going there.
Yeah. No, where it's located. Anyways, not people know.
People talk about Compton a lot, but hey, Compton ain't that bad over there. Just a really nice area. It's a really nice area. It's all gated. Everything's like nothing's dangerous over there. They keep everyone nice. The fields are really nice. They're professional fields. You even have professional people who play there as well. Like the main fields, it's like a stadium. It's an actual stadium. So it's a really nice facility. You know, it's 100% safe. Like nothing there is dangerous. Everything's good. So I really recommend everyone to go check it out. It's really nice. It's a really nice facility.
Yeah. So now, kind of heading into your future.
Yes, sir.
So you've been a part of some great academies and some great organizations, and people really people don't realize how big some of these things are and how quick things can actually. What happens when you follow through with everything? Somebody like me who played at like kind of a couple different places and trained at different areas. I'm just a kind of a failed JV pitcher.
Right.
I'm a Skip Bayless. But when you have people like Kelvin actually go through these things and are on top, it's crazy.
Yeah,
People don't know how big it is.
It's crazy. People don't understand like the stuff you go through during baseball is probably the hardest sport to ever even go through. Like baseball,
It's not
baseball is not like an easy thing because there's so many kids playing.
pitching.
Oh. Yeah, pitching is one thing you have to dial in and just have the mindset of you and the batter. And it's not easy when you got in the stadium. Think about it, in the stadium when you got almost 100,000 people yelling and you got cameras on you. People get nervous. Like not everyone has the same mindset. Like you have to be built for certain things. And like just even seeing like the next level for me, it's like I don't even care about cameras, scouts. I don't care about any of that. I just care about the game I'm playing, and it's just one thing you need to focus on if you want to play baseball. Like if it's a serious sport, you need to focus on you and whatever that you're doing. Like don't focus on anything else. It's a hard sport. It's not easy. It's a thinking sport, and it's a mind sport that can confuse you at times. That you never know. It's a lot of stuff moving at once. So it's just it's just one thing that you really gotta do is just stay focused as pitching. And baseball, this is a whole focusing sport. It's a knowing sport too. You gotta know a lot of stuff. You gotta know where to run, how to catch, how to throw, what to throw. It's just different things. I can go. It's a long list I can just say, but I can say it's not easy at all. It's not. It's a grind. It's a big grind. It's kids all on the road. You even gotta fight with kids out of the country.
And those kids out of the country are definitely working 10 times as hard as you are.
Yeah, 10 times. They have no they have no regrets of saying no to certain things, and they all work hard. They even though they don't have a lot of stuff, they're working harder than us. But they really love the sport, and that's their only joy in life. And I respect all those kids out there. That's a big grind.
Yeah. So finally, all those little things came true on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, yes sir, it did. It was a big blessing. Wednesday, I got drafted in the 17th round, and it was just it was a feeling that I really can't. Honestly, I still got a feeling right now. Like I'm like, oh, I don't know how to feel because it's a dream come true, and it's just I don't even know. I can't even explain right now like how I feel because, but I could, but it's just like I couldn't tell you everything. But when I heard my name get called, I just thank God. Like it was because like without him, I wouldn't even be in this position. I thank my parents. I thank everyone that was behind me, and all the things I went through, and all the teams I played for, all the coaches I played with. It just all inspired me to do great. And they told me, I kept hearing it everywhere I was playing. You're gonna get drafted. You're gonna get drafted. But I never said, yeah, I know I am. It's just because like you never know. Yeah, it's a huge thing, especially in high school, and because there's kids all around the world. That's one thing people don't understand. Like baseball can take kids from anywhere you can think of, and it's just like it was like, oh my God, I'm blessed like to get drafted like the 17th round, to just do what I love and just make my parents proud, my family proud, my friends proud, everyone proud, and I'm just gonna take this and just keep going and hopefully make it to big leagues one day. Show everybody my talents, the whole world, the rest of the world, my talent. So, yeah.
So we're gonna wrap up the interview with a big question: UCSB or the Brewers?
Brewers, baby. Brew crew. I actually leave on this Sunday. I'll leave this Sunday to Arizona where we report for rookie ball. We play out the Brewers minor leagues. They play in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, and so yeah, I just take off this Sunday and just hope for the best. And I just can't wait to see what God has in front of me. So I can't wait. Brewer crew all day. Yes, sir.
This is too bad what the Dodgers had to do in the last year.
Sorry,
I had to throw that in.
Yes, it's all right. I mean, Dodgers are doing really good right now. So
God, I love
can't. Man, ridiculous. Like, home run after home run after home run after home. Dodgers, I can't even believe how many home runs they hit. But they're a really good team, and like I said, I'm from LA, so they will always be my team. Dodgers are really a really special team right now. So go Dodgers too.
Go Dodgers. Go Kelvin Bender.
Yes, sir.
Go Brewers.
Yes, sir.
Anything else we should go for?
Go my mom, go my dad, go everyone. Thank God, go God, everything.
Oh yeah.
That's all I can think of.
Go our parents and go graduate. You graduated
yesterday.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Congrats, bro. Congrats. We did it. We
Yeah.
did it. We finished. We done, y'all.
Done. That's it.
Yes, sir.
All right. So another solid episode done with the Kelvin Bender.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me on this episode.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for all the support you guys are giving me. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so the people that are giving him support, I'm gonna need some of the support too.
Oh yeah, give him some support too. It's my guy.
A lot
Me
of
and him been talking the past like couple of weeks, and
Mhm.
look, we finally got it. And I'm thankful for him to come out here and come to this nice facility. And hey, I hope to see you real soon, man. I hope to see you really soon. Thank you again.
All right, now like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Matt_Weiner_ and
Follow me on Instagram at I am Kelvin B. Twitter, I am Kelvin B5. Now that's it. Yes, sir. Follow him, y'all, please.
Yeah, there you go.
Like and subscribe to my guy. He's a good guy right here. He's working hard. He's a hard worker, so like and subscribe to my man.
All right, thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
So I hope you enjoyed that interview with Milwaukee Brewers pitcher Kelvin Bender. You know, as you can hear the baseballs being smacked around in the background, we're doing it at the Baseball Connection, like you mentioned, in Inglewood, California. And, you know, one of the things that just made the process and made our time together so fun and meaningful was that he actually showed me around the whole complex and even introduced me to all the people there. And it's just one of those things where it's like, damn, this is a lot of fun when you get to meet people as genuine as that. And just are cool dudes. A lot of athletes can be douches. It's stereotypes are earned for a reason, but Kelvin was definitely far from that stereotype. and made my time at the Baseball Connection just awesome. So really thank him for that, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the interview. So going into the end of the episode, we'll be doing some new segments. So the first of the segments is called That's a Move. So in That's a Move, I'll be going over the 4th of July for this week's episode. So hope everyone had a safe and fun 4th of July. I fucking had a blast. It was awesome. Happy 2019, America. You really outdid yourself this time. So the first fat move of 4th of July is starting your day by watching the hot dog eating contest. The last time I legitimately woke up on a day where I could watch something at 9 or a sporting event at 9 or 10 a.m. that I was looking forward to was football season. I mean, I need football bad. I'm itching my brains out. I'm like a fucking crackhead. I'm like Tyrone McBigums when it comes to this shit. I need it bad, but it just kind of gave me that feeling where it's like, oh yeah, it was like finally I have something to watch in the morning and just don't have to do recaps or just random investigation discovery. That contest is insane. I love watching food contests in general. Like I'll watch Matt Stoney a ton on YouTube because they're literally doing the same thing all of us do as humans, like every single human eats, except they found a way to just be competitive and make a sport out of it. And holy shit, you can't tell me these guys aren't athletes. I'm sorry. The amount of work that they put in to expand their stomachs and just the strategy and the game plan of it all, it's just like playing a game. And I consider somebody an athlete if they could do something physically only a select other group of people can do. Not many people can eat 74 hot dogs in 10 minutes. So even though Joey Chestnut didn't break that record from last year, it was still awesome watching. He was just fucking killing it. A madman. Like, that's the GOAT. That's the GOAT. He's the Jordan of hot dogs. He's the Brady of wieners. You know, there's just not enough you could say about him. First thing that's a move, watching the hot dog eating contest. So the first thing that is not a move, important word, not a move, doing your own hot dog eating contest. So, of course, on my social media, I start, like on Monday, I start seeing all the things about Joey Chestnut and the hot dogs, and especially with the 30 for 30 documentary about the whole thing, about his him and Kobayashi going at it. That was really cool. Don't do your own hot dog eating contest. So I've been talking shit to my friends this whole week saying that I was going to eat 10 hot dogs in less than 5 minutes. Oh my god. That I have never felt sicker in my life. Like, compared to when I was mollywopped by all the painkillers for my pec surgery, like nothing compared to the pain of my stomach after the 10 hot dogs. Okay, when it came to this contest, it feels like running a mile. I sprinted the first 100 meters. Like, just absolute balls to the wall the first 100 meters. 3 of those suckers flew down my gullet in the first minute. So I was like, damn, I'm actually like doing really well, not realizing that like this is one of those things where you have to pace. So I went at it. I went fucking ham. And that might not have been the best strategy. So I was able to eat 5 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And then the wall hit. And it's just the bread. The bread just gets to you. The hot dogs aren't that hard. But honestly, just try and get the bread down. And especially like the hot dog buns I was using were kind of stale. Like, they were kind of cheeks. And it just made the experience horrible. So I ended up finishing like in under 10 minutes. Very sad. I think it was like 9:58. I posted on Instagram. But yeah, that was not a move, especially considering the events that followed. It was ugly. It was ugly. During the process of eating the 10 hot dogs, I actually threw up in my mouth twice. Still swallowed. So I think that's impressive. Spitters or quitters. But then I eventually threw up. But still finished the competition. So if anybody thinks podcasters aren't tough or gritty, you're absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. So right when I was finished with the hot dogs, like, it literally felt like there was a 40-pound boulder in my stomach. It was so bad. Like, after it, I mean, my body already kind of sucks, but after it, the bloat was insane. I think I was like 6 months pregnant, and it was horrible. It's like 5 or 6 o'clock, go into my bed, and just lay there for 3 hours, just in the fetal position. Like, I can't do anything. I'm handicapped. There's a fucking boulder in my stomach. But then that was actually kind of clutch because I was able to take a fat nap, and that brings us to our next move. Taking naps on 4th of July after lunch. You know, that nap from like 4 to 6, or for me might have been from like 4 to 8:30. Now that was a move. That was a move cuz now I'm good to go. I'm ready to go out for the night. I'm able to consume some beverages where they might fuck with my tummy a little, if you know what I'm saying. So able to get a little turn up, a little sheeshing going, and that was awesome. If you spend 4th of July inside, or you just spend it just not doing anything, that's so un-American. Have fun, celebrate the country. Like, you're about as bad as ISIS, in my opinion, if you're not celebrating the 4th of July. Now, I'm not a huge fireworks fan. I think fireworks fall under the category of that's not a move for 4th of July when it comes to buying them and doing them yourselves, because something might be kind of bound to go wrong, and they're expensive as fuck for something that lasts like 30 seconds. Or going to a show or a view is dope, but just hanging out with people and just getting the barbecue on, nothing beats that. And another thing that's a fat move for 4th of July, those leftovers. Yesterday, I think I had potato salad and coleslaw like 4 times. It was awesome. So wrapping up with that's a move, 4th of July edition. I'm going to be ending it with something that's not a move. Something that's not a move is the next day following the 4th of July, when I went to take a dump, no toilet paper, and I was inside alone. Like, I can't just walk up and go get toilet paper with a runny butthole. Like, that's just weird. I can't do it. That's just gross. So proceeded to grab this is so gross. I proceeded to grab tissue that was in the trash can right next to the toilet to wipe my ass. You know, it wasn't one of my best moments, but it happens. And that's pretty much my 4th of July. Pretty solid, except for the indigestion and then the constipation, and then when I actually do get to shit, there's no toilet paper. So that was not a move, but celebrating America and the greatest country in the world, a fat move. So now we're going to end the show with I'm Not High, Just Hear Me Out. So for the first version of I'm Not High, Just Hear Me Out, I'll be telling you why aliens are in fact real, because we can't prove that they're not real, if that makes sense. So the correlation to prove that we don't know that aliens are not real, it lies in the bottom of the ocean. So the ocean is insane. I'm so fascinated by it. I think that only 90% of it, or 90% of it, is still left unknown. Do you know how much fucking room that is for something to be correlated with aliens? I mean, have you seen the fuckers that low? They're all short. They're all sort of shapes and sizes, and maybe there's something linked to when you get to that low in the ocean. Something could possibly be related to space and Mars or other planets. You never know. You never know. So that's why I think if we should try and get down to like 40-50% of that ocean, because there has to be something in there that is linked with aliens. There's no reason why you tell me that can't be real, because we haven't discovered it yet. So, to end the show, end all be all, aliens are real because we can't prove that they're not real. So thank you for tuning in to the Matt Weiner Show today. Enjoy your day.